Back for another Dana White's Contender series breakdown. And guys, we've got a fun one here. In fact, this is actually the only fight in which I saw the initial line drop prior to recording. So I actually don't, the only fight on this card anyway. So I do know that Navajo Stirling is a slight favorite in this matchup, but that's, it's close. The lines are close. So, and rightfully so. This is a close fight. I'm going to break it down for you guys, so don't you worry. But yeah, so we got a light heavyweight matchup here between Navajo Stirling and Phillip Latu. I've also seen it as like Philip Henry or Henry Phillip Latu or I don't know, something like that. So if you're looking him up, there's a Henry in there somewhere sometimes too. Either way, we're going to call him Phillip Latu, and we're going to call him Navajo Stirling because it's his name. So we got Stirling at 4-0. Really, really small record, obviously, small sample size, but he does have some kickboxing fights to go off of. You can look at that, but I try not to do that as much for MMA because it's just so much different. If you don't have all of the elements put together, the skills don't look the same. Someone striking in kickboxing will not look the same when it comes to MMA. So keep that in mind if you do a lot of research on this fight and you end up finding yourself going down the kickboxing rabbit hole for either of these two guys, because both of them kickboxed. If you find yourself doing that, you're probably going to be missing some things that you would not otherwise miss in a MMA fight. So there isn't a ton to go off of for Stirling, but we found enough to break this down. Now, for Latu, he's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He has that one loss in his career at 6-1 on the career. Now, both of these guys are strikers, and both of them are very good at that. We're going to start on the Latu side. He is a solid striker with kicks to all levels. His kicks are absolutely fantastic, and when you look at this guy, you don't think that he's going to throw a spinning heel kick to the head because, he looks like he looks like a light heavyweight that's not, cut out of marble and, super athletic. But this dude's super athletic, and he can throw that spin kick right to your head, or he can, snap a heavy leg kick or a body kick or whatever he needs to do. Very, very good kicking game. Puts together very nice combinations. He has good head movement, and he'll roll with punches as he's hit, so he can come back from those without taking a lot of damage and then strike back. His knees up the middle are very, very impressive, and he can use that as a takedown defense as well. We've seen that in one of his matchups where a guy was trying to shoot a takedown on him. He just timed the knee, and that dude went to sleep. So, for Latu, I do love the striking here. He's going against another striker, so that's going to be fun to see. Average in the grappling. It's he's got a decent initial takedown defense, but man, off his back, he just doesn't really have a lot, right? If he gets mounted, the guy's not really trying to get up, or if he is, it's very much just like half efforts. It's off his when he gets flattened out on his back, he just doesn't really. He doesn't. It's not that I don't know if he doesn't know what to do or if he just doesn't want to do it because it's risky to try to get back to your feet sometimes, and sometimes you just ride out the round down there. But it's not good when he gets flattened out. I don't think he's going to worry about that. We're probably getting a striking matchup between a couple of kickboxers. But if somebody is to shoot a takedown, I would assume it would be Stirling if he's seen Latu off his back. So there's that. The killer instinct for Latu, though, that is something I like. He's got some nasty killer instinct, and he will find out if you're showing any signs of fading, this man is going to go for you and he's going to try to put you out of there. So I love that from Latu. I think he's got some better killer instinct that we'll see at the 205-pound division. So I like that. A lot of things to like there. One thing to dislike, but like I said, he has decent initial takedown defense. And I would assume that the kickboxer in Stirling, who we really haven't seen grapple much at all, I would assume he's not out there shooting a lot of takedowns. And if he does, then Latu can probably stuff them from the kickboxer. Let's put it that way. Now, when we look at Stirling, also a solid striker. I will say he probably works the body better than Latu does outside of those body kicks. But I mean, for, putting it together with punches and kicks together, his punches to the body, kicks to the body, he'll mix it up. I would say he works the body better. He's got a variety of kicks. Latu does as well, but it's more from Navajo Stirling, you'll see a wide variety of kicks in each fight, and I do like that. Very accurate. He picks his spots well, and he mixes together combinations and single strikes in a way that, yes, I understand most people do that, but he does it in a way that makes you, when you think there's a combination coming, there's a hesitation, and then you get hit with a single shot, and you're like, what the heck what just happened? I was expecting a 3-punch combo. Or when he's been hitting you with these single shots, all of a sudden he puts together a nice little combo and hurts you that way. So he does a very good job with that, and he sets all this up with feints, and he feints very well. I like a lot of things there. I like the way he transitions from the range striking, out, at kickboxing range into the clinch. And he does a good job with that. And when he breaks out of the clinch, he's extremely safe. He does not get caught on the clinch like we see a lot of people do. they go to break out of the clinch and they take an elbow to the face. He's got good knees in the clinch as well, and I think in the clinch is an area where he's going to have an advantage over Latu. Can't say for sure. It's hard to say because we haven't seen a ton of Latu in the clinch, in the open mat, like tie clinch style. We haven't seen a ton of that. Cage pushing is a different thing, but either way, for Stirling, I do think that's an area where he's going to have an advantage. On the feet, I think it's close. I think it's really close. I do think it's going to be hard to. I think this fight's going to be hard to predict because I think both of these guys can win on the feet. Both of them are very skilled there. I've got to side with Navajo Stirling, though. I think his kickboxing is just a wee bit better. But this is a good fight, and the reason it's lined close is fair. I do think Navajo Stirling should be the favorite, and I think he should be a slight favorite. I see him at like anywhere from minus 130 to 145, maybe. That's what I would say is good, because I do think Latu has a real shot at winning this fight. It's close. Very, very, very close. Keep that in mind. But yeah, Stirling, a little bit better in the strike, just a little bit. Just like the slightest bit better in the striking from what I've seen on tape. Now, when this fight actually plays out, we might notice it's closer or a bigger gap. But we're going off of, we don't have equal research here. We don't have they didn't fight all the same people. We didn't get to see how they matched up against the exact same competition. So sometimes that changes things. Like a guy can look fantastic when he's fighting someone that isn't that good, or he can look like a bum when he's fighting somebody that is really good. And it turns out, well, he's not bad. He just fought somebody that's extremely good. So you have to take that into account when you're doing the research and breaking it down. But I do think that we're going to have to favor Stirling in this one, but just a wee bit. So let me know what you guys think. Who are you predicting in this matchup? Drop a comment down below with that and like the video while you're down there. Also, be sure to check out the rest of the videos on this playlist, and I will catch you on one of those.